So, everybody on Main Street?
My computer's still booting up. I think it's like a 1920s.
That's okay. So if you only have Explorer, don't worry. You just it may work just fine. I had some issues earlier this week and had to call the help desk, and they said go to Chrome, and I had no problems.
So do you load Chrome? How do you get Chrome?
Yeah, but don't do it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just Google it. Okay, so we're going to log into Main Street, which, as you know, is our company intranet. It is the gateway to all things good and wonderful in real estate. There is the home page. Now, this class is about Design Center. How many of y'all have used Design Center in the last 6 months to create a marketing project? 1, 2, 3. That is fantastic. What type of projects have you created?
The presentation listing folder.
So it was a printed folder to use in a listing conversation.
Multiple
different ones I put together.
You created a booklet? Fantastic. Did you have to assemble pages, or did you have the booklet template?
I used both.
Okay, fantastic. Somebody else, John?
I did for like an open house flyer.
Yes, great. Same?
Same.
Okay.
And then just things that you can post on Facebook that makes you.
Great. How many of you all are creating a virtual tour, a property flyer, a single property website, a walking card, and a just listed postcard on every one of your listings? One, yes? That's it?
On some.
On some.
But, yeah.
Why wouldn't you do it on all?
That's a good question. You should.
Here's my promise to you. When you leave this class today, you are going to know how to create all those things I just mentioned. Walking card, postcard, virtual tour, single property website for every one of your listings. Have every one of those pieces ready to go in 45 minutes. Wouldn't that be incredible?
Yeah.
So, let's get on with it. There are several ways to get into Design Center. From Main Street, the simplest way is just to choose the quick links right here on your home page, the one that says My Designs. That's your link into Design Center. So here we go. You'll have a little pop-up window that tells you that they have new improved photo loading. You just click Go and you'll get past that. And now we are in the home page of Design Center. Slow down. Is your finger slow or your computer slow? Where are you at? Are you on Main Street?
Yeah.
Have you clicked My Designs?
I put the design center. Oh, well, just design. Okay. Go back.
Okay, do your best to follow along with me. Don't get too creative. Even when I say there's other ways to get there, try to do exactly what I do, and it'll be much simpler for you. Okay? In the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you're going to see your name. Go ahead and click on that. That's your profile. And we're going to make sure that you're all set up. There's a little drop-down menu that comes down. Now select Profile, the first item on the drop-down list. What I want you to do is review all the information that's found on your profile and make sure that it is correct. Your name, your title, the phone number, phone 1, where you want people to call you first. Phone 2, if they don't get you and they're in a hurry, what's the backup number? Where it says company URL, what should you put in there? Your website, correct. Not Remax the Woodlands and Spring, but your personal website. By the way, John, what is the name of your personal website? No. What's the one right here? What are you putting in here? What is your go-to website? There you go. Excellent. Okay. Who else has got one?
We're the designing it.
Houston Realtor for You.
HoustonRealtorForYou.com.
I have several that go to one particular website.
Okay, what's the master website?
Glendon Web Properties was my first one. But
Okay.
I have several other domains that go to the same.
Fantastic. Has anybody created a custom URL for your Remax website?
Yeah, we did that a while ago. So it's on my sign, and I used to say one always to redirect it back to my Relax.
Yes. And what is your custom URL?
It's all photos here. So when
Okay.
you go look at the photos of a listing,
Yes.
it's going to go through my site and they'll register their info.
Okay, fantastic. All right, that all sounds good. So you want to put in yours. I like to keep things simple, so mine is just frankgray.net. Okay, keep it super simple. And then put in your email address.
Can you put multiple emails in there?
Nope. Nope, not yet.
You
This
gonna
is-
teach us how to do a custom, Remax website later, or customize it?
Yes, I do teach classes on that every 3 or 4 months, and I think they're coming up pretty soon again. Yep, I think so. All right. So if all that information is correct, by the way, do you have your photo up there? If not, you can just click on your photo and then upload another one from your hard drive. Now that we're all good here, if you made some changes, by the way, you want to click the Save button before we do anything else. Lower right-hand corner of the screen. Presuming you've done all that, I want you to go back up to the left side of the screen. See the blue buttons? We're on Profile right now. I want you to select the second one, which is Business Info. Here we go. And this is just your office address. Make sure the office name and address, everything in there is correct. This does not automatically populate from your Main Street profile. We have to physically do this. That's why we're walking through the process. Now, do you have a logo that has already been loaded onto your profile? You see this logo right here? Outstanding Agents? Everybody's got something? Did you know you can change that? If you click right underneath it, it says Choose from Library, and you've got all kinds of options. If you're working in commercial, if you want to go pink, if you want sobre los demás, what does that mean? Above all, I like it. Yeah, I might adopt that one. Remax Collection. So anyways, you can just choose the one you want. Now, how many of y'all are doing bulk mail? Anybody doing geofarming with bulk mail? The office has a bulk mail permit. It's called the indicia. It's what goes in the upper right-hand corner that says, bulk mail permit number 82. If you're doing bulk mail, you can upload that right here. If you don't have a copy of our indicia, ask Dana and she will email it to you. And that way the indicia will automatically populate on your mailing pieces. Okay? So the whole idea here is just to make everything super simple for you. Now let's go down to the next button here that says Account Settings. Right underneath Business Profile, go to Account Settings. Now, this looks like it's not important, but it actually kind of is. It says in the first box, use a bit.ly short URL when sharing projects. And you have choices, yes, no, or no preference. I'm going to encourage you to select yes. Every project that you create in Design Center, whether it's a website or a postcard or a flyer, has its own unique web address. Did you know that? Every one of them have a URL. But they're really long and gnarly. And bit.ly shrinks it down to something that can even be posted on Twitter. Very small. So go ahead and select yes. Then there's a second question. Send email only to recipients who've given consent. My advice is going to be select no. Otherwise, you can only email people who have opted in to receiving your messages. And that will be precious few, trust me. Okay? And you may not even be planning to use Design Center for email yet, But by the end of class, you may see some opportunities that you didn't know exist. Okay? Then just make sure your time zone is correct, GMT 600, which is a central time zone. Because on some of these campaigns, you can time when your emails go out. And it's helpful to do that at a time that you think will be.
GMC 600, which one?
America, Chicago.
It's a little ways down.
That makes total sense.
There we go. All right, then if you've made any changes, go ahead and click Save. The blue button right there on the right. Okay? Everybody good so far?
I've got another one on mine that says allow office administrator to access account underneath time zone.
Okay. I don't know that the office administrator would ever need to, so you just make your own call on that. I certainly don't want to snoop in your Design Center account.
My life is an open book.
By the way, with this tool or any other, if you're ever working through it and you get frustrated or you don't know how to do something, all you have to do is click the Get Support button. This is very important. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that to show you what happens. You have options here. You can review the FAQs that may answer your question, or you can send an email. It's ecare@remax.net. But if you click here, submit a request, this is what I'm going to tell you how to do it. Always call, never send an email. Always call. Here's why. If you send an email saying, hey, how can I get my postal indicia to upload into the right place, you're immediately going to get an auto response saying, we really care about your request, we're working on it now, and we'll get you an answer quickly. And about 5 days later, it'll show up. However, if you call, they answer the phone and they solve your problem while you're on the phone. They are fabulous. Your ego will get a 10-point boost by talking to them on the phone. They are so wonderful and nice. So never email, always call, and here are the numbers right there. I have the email, I have eCare email address and phone number on my cell phone. And I would encourage you to do the same to get that support. Okay, I'm going to close that tab. So now we're back to the support tab. I am going to close that tab. And now we're back here at account settings. Okay, everybody on the same page? Okay, so now that we have set up our profile, we've kind of done the hard work. I want you to click on the home icon, which is in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. On the blue bar, there's a little picture of a house. Click on that. And that just takes us back to the home page of Design Center. Now you'll see right here, in snapshot form, all the products that are available in Design Center. Advertisements, brochures, cards, Craigslist ads, digital presentations, disc packaging, e-flyers, and so on. But there are different ways to find what you want because there are literally thousands of templates in Design Center, and it can easily get overwhelming if you don't know how to search for what you're looking for. So this is a product breakdown. If you just say, well, I want to do a postcard, you can just select postcards. But there are other ways of searching. So for example, we're in products right now, but we could select by task or occasion. And I want to do that quickly. So let's just select task and see what pops up. Here we have buyer, commercial, just listed, just sold, listing data, new agent, open house, personal promotion, etc. And let's just click on one of these. We have a number of kind of new agents in the room, so I'm going to select new agent and see what happens. It gives me a description, first of all, of what's found here. New agents can select from these designs to introduce themselves to the marketplace or to announce their new affiliation with RE/MAX. Well, that sounds interesting. Let's see what that's about. So I hit select, and here are all my options. And they look like different things. So let's go up here and click under product, this first screening tool. Let's click the drop-down menu and see what all we have. Okay, so we have 2 e-newsletters, we have 8 flyers, and 4 postcards. Let's say that we wanted to send a postcard to announce to our database that we recently joined RE/MAX. So let's select postcard. And there are our 4 choices. We can go through each one by one, and take a look at them. Let's just pop open the first one. I'm going to just click on it. And I can't quite read it because it's still too small. So I'm going to click View Sample right here. And it will give me a little bit larger version. Okay. And by the way, this is a postal indicia right here. It's a postal permit, if you didn't know what that was. Gosh, I can't even read that language. Can you all read that?
No.
Is that Spanish? It's Latin? Who speaks Latin? It says, Vivimus ante ligula interdum a massa suada. What does that mean? Why is this in Latin? Anybody know? Because it's placeholder text. If it was in English, you would forget to customize it or personalize it with your own message. But because it's in Latin, you look at that and go, I got to change that. Okay, so it's just showing you where the text is going to go, how the headings are going to be highlighted, and then you go in and change it to your language of choice. Okay, so don't get terribly off-put if it's in Latin. They all are. Okay, so if I wanted to, I say I like that postcard, I want to use that, then I would simply hit the select button, and it would walk me through the process of customizing the postcard. In fact, let's just do that real quick. I'm going to hit Select Design. I'm going to give it a project name. And so my project is going to be New Agent, because I'm a new agent and I'm trying to get the word out. I'm going to select a folder, and I'm going to create a new one here. And this is going to be my New Agent folder. New Agent. There we go. And I'm going to add that folder and continue. So it's building my project, and there it is. Now this project got linked to one of my listings, and I didn't want that to happen. So I'm going to go back. You see this little box down here? It just automatically thinks, because I was in here designing things for this listing yesterday, it thinks,
That's what it's doing to me.
yeah, it thinks I'm still there. Let's see. I'm going to click the little arrow at the end, and it wants me to tie it to a specific project. You got a no thanks right there. Thank you. I do not want to use listing data when creating this project. All right, thank you. So I save and continue. I got to start over, new agent. Save and continue. Okay, so now it wants a photo. So I would simply go to my hard drive, find my, personal photo and put it in there, which I'm not going to take time to do. But once I did that, I would just hit save and continue. Now I'll build my headings. You see I've got heading 1, headline 2, highlight 1, highlight 2, highlight 3. Well, what in the world are those things? If you look over to the left on view layout, it tells you exactly where those are. So headline 1 is right here. You can't see that, can you? It's too small. So I'm going to come over here and click on view layout. You can see it now, can't you? Okay. So here's highlight 1, headline 1, remark 1, headline 2, remark 2. So I can look at that and build my content according to this map. Is that pretty straightforward? There we go. I'm not actually going to take time to write in all this data. Just pretend like I did. And when I'm done, I'm going to hit save and continue. Now it's given me an opportunity to review the data, the agent data, that that's going to go down here at the bottom of the postcard. It's pulling this from the profile that we've already created, but it gives me the opportunity to customize on every project. So, for example, I could, if I have a team or a partner, I could add a secondary agent name, and then the little ampersand will go in there. I can put in a custom website if I want. If I'm mailing to a specific neighborhood, for example, I might have created a sterlingridgehomes.com and I want to use it here. Not on my general profile, but on this project, so I can change that right here. So I get all that customized the way I want it. Save and continue. And now I'm done. I want to see how it looks, so I'm going to click on the preview button. It's not going to look very fancy because I didn't write anything. But I'll look at it, I'll review it, I'll make sure that's exactly what I want. Oh, there's our reminder to turn off our cell phones. Okay. Isn't that clever? It was timed perfectly. Okay. Y'all are on to me. Okay, so let's say it looks good. Or if it doesn't, we noticed an error, a typo, we can just hit edit and go back in and change that one thing. It also says duplicate. Why in the world would I want to duplicate a project I just created? What if you were creating a flyer for 5 different neighborhoods? And the only thing that was changing on the flyer was the name of the neighborhood. And you don't want to have to create from scratch every one. You just hit duplicate. And then you've got a second copy that you can go in and just change that data. Okay, so it's very, very efficient in that way. Now, let's talk about what to do with the project once you've completed it. And a postcard, well, let's just stay on theme here. A new agent announcement postcard. But it would work the same if it's a just listed flyer or a property flyer on a listing, a just sold campaign. It doesn't matter. You have multiple options of what to do with this product once you complete it. And let's just follow along on the options. The first one you'll see is Publish to Web. Let's go ahead and click that. You're given the options of how large you want the image to show up on the web. The default is 75%, and that's what I would recommend that you stick with. They say if you go 100%, sometimes the image will go off the screen. So 75% is a good bet. If you have a double-sided project like this is, my postcard has a front and a back, I can choose whether I want those to appear side by side or in a vertical orientation. And because this postcard is landscape, it shows up better in a vertical orientation like that. So that's the default, and I'm going to keep that. But I could change it if I wanted to. So it all looks good. So I'm going to click the blue button, Publish as a Web Page. Let's see what happens. Here we go. It is now its own website. Can you believe that? I have a website that is just composed of that postcard. But look at that URL. That is long and nasty, isn't it? Who can even type that, much less remember it? Now, why is it showing up so long? Because when I did my account settings, I didn't choose shorten URL. Remember I told you all to do that? I put no preference. So it's going to give me the long version. Okay? Let me show you what happens if you had done this, or if you had forgotten to do it. They give you a little button here that says Use Bitly. If you click that, look what happens. Isn't that like magic? And now you have a little tiny URL that you can cut and paste anywhere. You can post it on your Facebook or your Twitter or your Google+. You can
copy and paste or cut and paste? Copy and paste.
Let's do a copy paste. How about that? It honestly doesn't matter. Even if you cut it, it's not going away. So I've opened a new tab. I'm going to paste that little bit.ly URL. There it is. Now let's see what happens. What do you know? Isn't that amazing? We didn't even have to wait 24 hours. It's instantaneous. Very slick. And it would look even better, of course, if we had filled in all the data. Isn't that amazing? So you can create, you can tell your listing prospects, I'm going to create 14 custom websites for your home. They're going to think you're going to work night and day for the next 14 days. And you can do it all in 45 minutes. Okay? Pretty slick. Okay, so we're just going to accept that. That's published to web. If you want to create a website out of your project, that's how you do it. Now let's go to the next distribution option, which is email to contacts. You have two options. One is send free. If you select that, your project is going to be sent to you. In this case, I believe it would be sent as a PDF file to your email address. Once you have it, what can you do with it?
Email it to
Blast it out to the world, right? And it costs you how much? Nada. It's free. Now, there is a premium email service to the right, and you pay 3 cents per email to send it out that way. So if you've got 100 contacts, it's going to cost you $3. Why would you ever spend $3 when you can do it for free? There are some very good reasons why you might want to consider that. If you use the premium service, it's Spam Act compliant, so you're not going to get nailed on that. More importantly, from my perspective, you can track the history, view the open rates, manage the bounces, learn who unsubscribes, and schedule future mailings. That's why we needed your time zone in there. But if you sent out 100 of these emails, wouldn't it be nice to be able to look and see who opened it, who unsubscribed, what are my percentages, and then track your open rates over time and see what type of projects or messages are better received by the people that you're reaching out to. If you care about that data, you just select premium and you can track all that. Okay? Make sense? Let's go back. I'm going to hit the back button. Let's look at our next distribution option, which is download PDF. Here you have the option of a standard, a commercial, or a web image. For most purposes, the standard PDF is just fine. Okay, so you'll just get a PDF image that you can email out or that you can print in Office. You can even send it to a printer. It's good quality. If you're going to send to a printer, you may want to ask your printer if they would prefer a commercial PDF. It's a much larger file size, but it gives additional options like full bleed and cut marks. Somebody tell us what full bleed is.
Just when it goes all the way to the end.
That's right, when the color goes all the way to the edge of the paper. On our copy machine, you know there's always a little white border around. I mean, really cool stuff is full bleed. And they may want to cut it to a custom size so they can get cut marks on there. So you have that option. Save it as a commercial PDF and then email it to your printer. Okay. Oh, it'll also do multiple ups. So if you're doing, for example, postcards, you can get 2 on a page. It will print them 2 on a page. So or 4 up if you're doing property cards or that type thing. So the commercial PDF can have a lot of value in that regard. A web image, you can publish it that way. Download a high quality image to display on a website or to send via your own email account. And what that means is that it would show up as an image in your email message, not as a link that somebody has to click. So that would be great for promoting a new listing. You know, if you, for example, if you pull email addresses of say you have a database of buyers who are looking for in a certain price range or in a certain neighborhood. Maybe you're farming an apartment complex and you want to send to those people a new home community that's where the mortgage payment's going to be less than the rent. That would be a great way to do it. If people don't have to click, they're much more likely to read. They don't think they're going to get a virus that way. Okay, so let's hit the back button once again. Look at our next option, and I think this is one of the funnest ones. Share on Facebook. Who's been on Facebook today? Yeah, you're all lying. I'm the only one who hasn't been on Facebook today. You've all been there.
I haven't.
Me and John. Okay. All right. So when you publish to Facebook, you have options again on size. And, ooh, did I click the wrong one? I didn't want to publish as a web page. Why did it? Okay, I want to share on Facebook. Okay, I guess I have the same choice. So I'm going to select 75%. We're going to do it vertical. Publish as web page. Wait for it. There it is. Okay, enter a title for your post. So if I was doing this, I would just say, I just joined Remaxed. Joined Remax. All right. Everybody knows Remax is always all caps, right? All caps with a slash. Every once in a while I see somebody's signature's got a capital R and a little E. Oh, it makes my teeth grind together when it's like fingernails on a chalkboard to me, so please don't do that. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. This is the title of my post on Facebook. Wait for it. Okay, here we go. Does this look familiar? This is what's going to go right on your Facebook news feed. We've already got our title in here. I just joined Remax, and then we're going to see the little postcard. But now I can say something about it, just like any other post. So what I'm going to say is, this is a test for class purposes. Will be deleted momentarily. So I don't get any nasty comments from my dear friends. Okay? So I click share because I'm ready to go. Here we go. All right. It's loading. It's there. So we're going to open another tab. Go to Facebook furiously before anybody sees it. Oh, my little burrito baby. There's Jackson Henry. Oh my goodness. They're distracting me. Never the same. That's the little guy that made me a grandpa 2 weeks ago. So, all right. So this is my news feed, and looky there. This is just a test for class purposes. Will be deleted momentarily. I just joined Remax. How about that? How sweet is that? So now, y'all know you can delete your posts, right? There, it's gone. Delete post. Okay. Oh, there's another nice one. Let's just pause for a moment. Okay. All right. We'll get rid of Facebook. Okay. So think about this. I have never used Facebook for business purposes until January. I had a closing with a family. I did my standard postcard photo. You all have seen it where I have the family stand in front of the house holding my yard sign and a sold rider. I took that picture for the postcard, which, by the way, is my February card. It should be delivered within a week or two. I posted that photo on my Facebook account with a congratulations to the Privatera family. The Houston area is suddenly a much more wonderful place to live. Okay? That's all I said. I wasn't bragging on me. I sold a house, right? I was congratulating this family who's happy and standing in front of their home. Oh, by the way, it did have my name and phone number on the yard sign, right? There's a little subtle messaging going on. Here's what happened that's gotten me so excited. Within hours, I had over 100 likes and about 40 comments. None of them were from my friends. Their friends. I had sent them friend requests in advance, okay, then tagged them in the photos, and all their friends. So I got suddenly exposed to a whole group of people that I didn't know otherwise. And the wife even made it her profile picture. So I got double coverage, right, because it got posted again on her timeline. So that's my standard operating process now with Facebook. Is I do my postcard photos. When I take those, I go ahead and I post it on Facebook with a congratulations message. Okay.
I have a business Facebook and I also have a personal one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's into like business and friends you on your personal one.
Yes.
And then that's how all that happens.
That's awesome. That's high level stuff. I have looked at business Facebooks, and I actually created a second one here recently, but I haven't started using it. I just, so again, but I'm a Facebook novice, so don't take any advice from me. Okay, so you can do the same thing, which we're not going to take time to do, on Twitter, Google+, and Pinterest, if you're a penny. Do they call them pennies on Pinterest? Pinheads? No? No Pinterest people in here?
Oh, I love Pinterest.
What do you call a Pinterest? No, we got to come up with something.
I did something today, yeah. Yeah, that's, I love that. So many good things in there.
So let's say that we wanted to print these postcards. We could print them in the office, right? Because we saved it as a PDF. We could just print that. But these are postcards. You don't want a mail floppy thing. You want a full bleed, glossy, UV coated, fancy double-sided color postcard, okay? What are your options? You could save it as a PDF and email it to your local printer. That's an option. Another option is to use one of the sources right here for print options. These are professional printers, Express Copy, Merrill Corporation, and Quantum Digital. And if you just click on there, it's going to take you to their website. They've already got the project there. You give them your quantity, and they'll give you a price. So I did a little test yesterday so I could share some actual numbers with you. So let me do that. I am now doing on my listings an 8.5 by 11 double-sided color professionally printed flyer. I'm doing the old standard office copy flyer that goes in the flyer box because I'm not paying big bucks for all the neighbors to find out how much the Smith's home is selling for. But I put these really nice ones inside the home for accompanied showings or open house guests. And I've been printing, my last 3 I've done through Core Fact. Anybody doing those? Chicago Title. And I get 50 delivered for about $45. Okay, that includes postage. And I'm happy to do that. Oh, by the way, here's part of my strategy on that. I never give all of them to the homeowner, to the seller. Out of 50, I'll save back about 15. What do you think I'm going to do with them? Yeah, that's right. They're going into my package for a listing conversation. Katie, you got to work on your language. We don't do presentations around here. We have conversations. But I'll put it into my package to show them how I market my clients' homes. Okay, so I get double duty. But they're beautiful. So 50 for about $45, delivered in about 48 hours. So Core Fact. So if I place the order on Monday, I will get notice by the end of the day that the flyers have been printed and shipped from California, and they'll show up in the mailbox about Wednesday, about 2 days later. So I looked at all 3 options here on the same product. Express Copy for 50 copies, $52. It was just slightly over. Merrill Corporation, the link didn't work. And on Quantum Digital, it was like $35 for 50, but then I had to pay shipping. But it's free shipping over $50. And it automatically calculated for me and said, if you'll order 70 copies, you'll get them for $50.03 delivered. That by far is the best deal. I mean, that's better than Core Fact. It's better than any of the others.
What was that name of that one again?
Quantum Digital. The third option. Right there. So that is going to be my new plan for my nice flyers. And by the way, if I'm getting 70 of them, I can keep back 15 for myself, put 25 inside the home, and still have the first round of flyer box flyers be the professionally printed ones. I'm basically getting 20 free. So I'm going to stuff those in the flyer box, and when they run out, I'll put the cheapos in there. Okay? And the way houses are selling, you may sell it before you run out. Okay? So that's kind of my plan. But you have that print option with all your projects. So it just makes it really flexible. So, what else do I want to show you?
I wonder if it's cheaper because you pretty much already did the project, all they have to do is print it.
Yeah.
Because they can do it for you as well, Quantum.
They can design?
Yeah.
Who would do that?
They do.
Oh.
Yeah, if you go on their website, they'll design it for you.
Oh, yeah. It probably is cheaper because you've done all the work. Yes. Okay, so how many of you all could do what we just did? That didn't seem too overwhelming, right? What I just showed you was the hard way. Okay? Because you're going in and creating all these projects. You know, you're uploading your photos and doing them one at a time. I'm going to show you now the easy way. The hard way is good. You need to know that. You need to learn to drive a standard before you do an automatic, right? Because sometimes you just may want to go in and do one thing. You may want to create some disc packaging for a CD or a DVD, and you need to go through the whole process. What we just did will work. However, how many of y'all have an active listing right now? Oh, good. That was good. That's a good answer. Good answer. Let's go back to Main Street. You're going to be so excited, you're going to be rushing out of class to start designing projects. Okay? Now, to get to Design Center, what was our shortcut? My Designs. To get to Lead Street, which is where we're going now, My Leads. We're under the quick links.
Back to Main Street.
I just typed in remax.net.
Oh, you went back.
Yeah, I just retyped it in. So I'm going to select My Leads. This is so exciting. All right, you get a little dialog box that pops up that tells you that there's live Lead Street webinars in March. If you're interested in that, you can open the link. I'm going to close it for now. It's trying. Errol, your laptop is influencing my Mac now. It's running slow. Getting some bleed over here.
Really?
It's running slow. I'm going to blame it on you if that's okay.
You're serious?
Got to be some interference in the force or something.
This thing's too slow to interfere.
Okay, there we go. So now we're at the home page of Lead Street. Does this look familiar? You'll see on the top navigation bar, there's a little home icon, then leads, then listings, clients, etc. Select listings. When you set up your Lead Street profile, you linked it to your HAR account. And so when you go into Lead Street, it automatically knows your listings. Okay? It already is pulling them. So I want you to select one of your listings. And it's through your HAR ID number. You actually put it into Lead Street when you set up your account. It's been so long. Do you have any current listings? Are they showing up when you hit listings? Okay, so I'm going to recommend that you call eCare.
Okay.
And they'll do that for you.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm going to play with the listing. I took one last night on my street, so I'm going to open it up, but I want you to open up one of yours. So I'm going to view this new listing. Can I tell y'all a quick story? This is a very cool story. When I was in New Jersey last week, I got a call from one of my neighbors saying, "Hey Frank, I didn't know this person, but we just got a transfer and I'd like you to come list my house." That's great news when you're on vacation. I said, fantastic. I did all the homework. I mean, I created the CMAs, I made a pricing recommendation, did all that stuff, sent it off. She said, okay, I'm going to give you a call back in a couple of days. She never called me. We got back from vacation on Saturday, and I looked down the street, there's a yard sign. A no-name discount broker in her yard. And I got to tell you, I was a little steamy about that, so I pulled it up, looked at it online. She took my pricing recommendation, everything.
I had that happen to me.
Okay, well, let me tell you the end of the story. I was a little mad because she said she was going to call me. She never did, and I did all this work for her. On, what is today, Thursday? On Tuesday, I get an email from her. She says, "Frank, I am so sorry. I sent you an email. It got hung up. I just realized it never got sent." She said, I loved what you did, what you told me. I wanted to use you. However, I want to be a real estate agent someday. And I thought, what a great learning experience to sell my own house. So I found this broker. I just pay him $500. He puts it on the MLS. And then I get to take the photos, write the contracts, negotiate the deals, schedule the showings. She was so excited. And she said, and I know you teach real estate agents, so I hope you'll help me, through the whole process. And you know what I wanted to say? Instead, I swallowed hard and wrote her a very nice little response. And I said, I'm going to do my best to find you a buyer and sell that house for you. Go Thunder, because she's moving to Oklahoma City. She called me yesterday, and she said, Frank, my transfer to Oklahoma City just got moved up. I have to be there in 30 days. I don't have time to sell this house myself. I need professional representation. So I went and listed that house last night. Wow. Before I went to bed, it had lock boxes, yard sign. I mean, I was up. Seriously, I was going to Lowe's at 8:30 in the rain last night getting keys made. Okay, seriously, it was on. She canceled her other listing at 8:30 last night, and she was live on her new listing by 10:45 p.m. last night. Here's why I'm telling you that story. Control your emotions. When you deal with these people who do you wrong, don't respond in kind. Always be a polite, courteous, abundant professional, right? They didn't just sabotage your career, keep you from making your mortgage payment. And there's a perfect example of how, because I was able to stay nice and control my emotions, it came right back to me. Okay, so that's the end of my story. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, very excited about it.
I've got control. It sits behind me.
Yeah.
I
Stop.
I
I want to throw eggs at the house. $269,950. 4, plus a game room. 2-story, stone front, beautiful, in the lovely gated community of Willow Creek. Yes, in Tomball, beautiful Tomball. Lakes, walking trails. Come on now, somebody give me a buyer. Yeah, look it up. So here it is. So we're in Lead Street. I selected my new listing, which is what you should be doing right now. And here's the data. You're going to see it's pulling up right from the MLS. It's got all the data on there. Now, let's look at our navigation bars. Photos, tours. Okay, here we go. On the gray bar, the bottom one, go all the way over where it says Design Center. We're going to select that. Okay, this is the cool thing. This is it. Look at all these tabs. Flyer, postcard, brochure, property card, virtual tour, single property website. Guess what has happened with all those things? They've been created.
That's cool.
It's auto-populated. Now there is some customization that needs to be done. Let's just pull up one and see. Let's start with it's on flyer right now. Look at all my flyer options. I can choose any of those. Let's see. Oh, look, there's more. Wait, there's more. You'll see that some of these show as single page and some of them have 2 images. That means that's a front and back. Okay, it's a 2-sided. And then I saw something else strange down here at the bottom. I guess that's a 2-sided. I'm not sure why they're presenting it differently, but regardless.
That looks like 2-sided, but are they, what size are they?
8.5 by 11.
All of those, so it's really half of 8.5 by 11.
Yeah. So I'm going to select one of these, and because I'm doing the 2-sideds, I'm going to select the second one. But you can look at the colors, and if you want to see a bigger, you can blow one of them up and look at it. But let's just select this second one here and see what kind of customization needs to be done. Oh, I must have hit view instead of select. Yeah, I hit sample. I want to hit select. There we go. Selecting continue will open a new window. That's fine. Okay, I already know about all that. Okay, so it's asking me to give this a project name, and this is going to be a flyer, which we know that. And the folder, I'm going to create a new folder for this one. And the way I like to label all my folders and files, whether on my hard drive, back agent, in zip forms, or here, is I put the last name of the client. You're going to love this one. Umhofer. And then the street name, Willow Creek, Bridge Lane. All right.
Okay, so I wouldn't go and put the address which was already on there for that listing?
Well, all that's doing, it's linking to this address, but this is just for your own internal organization. You could put the whole address you want. You can do your own, whatever style you want. For me, I find it convenient to do last name, street name. I can dial right in on them that way. Okay, so I'm going to save and continue. I'm going to confirm. It's creating my flyer. And now it's pulling photos. And on this particular flyer, it's going to use 9 photos. So they're uploading right now. Now it may be, I've got, how many photos is it pulling from on the MLS? How many do we upload to the MLS?
32.
That's right. We don't do these 7 or 8 photos taken with an iPhone on the MLS. Isn't it crazy? So it's got 32 to choose from. It may not choose the 9 that I want. Okay, and I don't know why it's being so slow. It's Errol's fault, I'm sure, but yeah.
Mine's already ready.
Yeah, okay. That's why. You're sucking all the juice over there. So if I don't like the 9 that they chose, I can add more photos and go back and pull the new ones.
Change them out. You can do that right format.
That's right, because I chose a flyer with 9 photo spots.
Yeah.
If I only want to use 3 photos, I would choose a flyer like that. Okay? So, anyways, I'm going to keep going. We're just going to pretend it loaded all of them. And here I'm going to write my text on the flyer. Okay? Dun, dun, dun. And so forth and so on. You see, it's
So
got.
it doesn't import your description from that.
It's not doing it here on the flyer. Man, it's got everything on here because it's a 2-sided. That's why. I'm going to save and continue. I'm going to check my profile information. Oh, by the way, again, I can customize information including my title. Now, what might I want to do on this project? Do I want to be an agent? Do I want to be a director of development? Maybe I want to be the Willow Creek selling specialist, right? Or the Sterling Ridge selling specialist. Or if it's in my own neighborhood, which this one is, Willow Creek's resident realtor. Okay? So you have the ability to customize how you present yourself in a way that serves you. Okay, so there we go. So that one, the beauty of that was it pulled the photos automatically. Okay, but I still had to go in and customize the projects, I mean the text. Now, let's go back here. I just popped back to the Lead Street tab. Let's select this time single property website. Go all the way over to the right tab. There it is. Now you'll see it says right here, view live listing website. Now that we're under that tab, I'm going to select that. Okay, so it's having trouble pulling the photos, I'm sure, because we're all online right now. But here's the website. And I didn't stay up all night creating it. It's got all the photos. It's got the price, address, beds, baths, status, the description, which it did pull directly from the MLS. It's got a QR code if somebody wants to snap on their phone and take all that. It's got all the property details. It then has community or demographic information on the Tomball area, that zip code, and a place where somebody can request a showing. Literally zero customization is required on the website. Now, look at the URL. frankgray.remaxtexas.com/home/property address/long number. If this was your website, what would you be doing right now? You would be going to GoDaddy and doing what?
Get your little website.
Purchasing a custom domain name, which is exactly what I'm going to do. It's exactly what I told my sellers I was going to do last night. And I'm probably going to do, this is a long one, gosh, 22419willowcreek.net. What's that going to cost me?
$9, $5.
Probably $3.99 because I chose a .net.
Oh.
If I went .com, $12.99. Okay? So once I buy that, I'm going to point that domain to this address in GoDaddy, and it's super simple. Nobody ever showed me how to do it, and I'm not a techie person. I just followed step 1, step 2, step 3 on GoDaddy. And that's why I use GoDaddy, because it's so super simple. Okay? So now that I have the URL, I've got 22419willowcreek.net, what am I going to do with it?
Send it off.
Turn it off?
Send it off.
Send it off. I like that idea better.
You're gonna register it on that little sheet down at the bottom where it says to do that, right?
Down here?
Right there.
No, that's for people who want to see the home.
Oh.
Yeah, that comes to me. I'm going to send an email to Signsations right over here on 45. And I'm going to say I need a rider, a signed rider that says 22214willowcreek.net. I'll send that today. I'll have it when?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. What am I going to pay for it?
$10.
$10. And where am I going to put it? On top of that sign. So now anybody who drives by, maybe the flyer box is empty, okay? Or maybe they don't do paper. All they have to do is plug in that address. All these websites are mobile friendly, and they have all the data right there. Hey, it might not sell the house, but you know what it might do? Get me the list. It might give me the listing, and it might give me the buyer. That's right. Get me the listing. Because when you go in and you say to your sellers, you know what I'm going to do? And I'm going to have this all up and online tomorrow. I'm going to have flyers, a virtual tour, property cards, walking card, and a single property website that has all your home information, all the photos, a Google map search feature, an appointment request feature, and I'm going to have all of that by tomorrow ready to go for your home. And oh, by the way, all of that rich media content is going to be available on the MLS for your listing, and I'm going to promote your listing on every single major real estate website in the country. I'm going to have it all done by tomorrow. Do you think it's going to blow them away?
Yes.
It's going to blow them away. Yes. You're going to get the listing. By the way, most of that stuff other agents have access to, but they don't know it, right? Even if they're not with RE/MAX, they do have it. Do you know HAR gives you a free property website with every listing? Yeah. Are most agents buying a custom URL, having a sign rider printed, and promoting that as part of their value add to their sellers? No. Here's the deal. I say this all the time. I'm going to say it again. There's no secrets in this business. What top producers do that mediocre agents don't do, it's not the difference in knowledge. It's not that they know more. It's that they what? They do more. They do more. There's no secrets. So, yes, ma'am.
When you bought your domain from GoDaddy, where do you put it to link that to it?
In GoDaddy, it has forwarding tools, and it's called forward with masking. Means if somebody types in 22214willowcreek.net, that's all they're going to see. They're never going to see the gnarly URL. Forward with masking. It just walks you right through it. If you
And the reason you can't use the HAR website is because you can't forward it? Is that a lie?
No, you can. With your HAR website, you can do exactly the same
You
thing.
can just call Sensational and use that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. But you would want to get it's a nasty URL too. You want
Oh,
to,
it is?
yeah, same thing. You want to go to GoDaddy and get a custom.
Okay.
Yeah. So there it all is. Okay, home, properties, buying, selling tips. Gosh, all kinds of stuff. Any questions about any of that?
I wasn't clear on the single,
Property website? Once you select that tab, then you come over here and you click View Live Listing Website. There it is. It's already done. Okay? Now, one thing I want to point out to you, because I said you can put all this rich media content on HAR. That is, as long as it's not branded. Do we take photos of our new listings with our yard sign prominently displayed in the front yard?
Better not.
Better not. That's right. I've seen
It
it.
is, it would be perpendicular, you can't read your name.
Yeah, you stand a very good likelihood of getting a fine. You're not allowed to do that. So all of these products are branded to you, right? They've got your profile information and all of that. You can't post that as additional docs or additional media on HAR. So just about all of these products, by the time you get to the end, and let's take the virtual. I haven't actually done this through the virtual tour. When you get to the end, you're going to have an option for unbranded. If you're doing this for the MLS, select the unbranded option, and then you can post that as additional media on the MLS. Okay?
Say that again, sorry.
So you're not allowed to post branded marketing materials on the MLS. So when you create these projects and you get to the end, the publishing options, when you go through the Design Center, like through Lead Street like we just did, you'll have unbranded options. Choose unbranded if it's going on the MLS. Okay? So as a result of preparing for this class and getting reacquainted with all these tools, I am changing my marketing package for my sellers. I'm even changing the core fact thing now, and I'm going to use the Design Center Quantum Copy because, one, it's a better deal, but also just the efficiency of having all these marketing products created in one place. So I'm going to do all my flyers, I'm going to do the virtual tour here, I'm going to do this single property website, even though I like the HAR site really well. Our biggest challenge is not lack of buyers or lack of sellers, but lack of what? Time. Time is the only limitation any one of us face. So if we're going to produce at a high level, we have to build efficiencies into our business. So this is now going to be my standard marketing suite. I'm changing my conversation that I'm having with sellers about the things that I'm presenting to them, and this is what I'm going to be doing. This is going to be my plan. Okay. Questions? Objections? Excitement? Okay. All right. I think we're done in an hour. That's amazing, isn't it? Kimby, you want to hit the magic red button?
Is the virtual tour just really easy to do on here too?
It is. Let me go back here. Yeah, you can turn it off, but I'll go back here.